If you out there have these Toyota Corollas that are from 2013 onwards, we're going to quickly show you how to remove the dash on this and how to upgrade the stereo. Now, we've already put a Kenwood unit in this, but we thought we'd show you how to do it, so for anyone that wants to do it themselves can do it. So firstly, down the bottom here, you've got a little black section. This just clips forward, so you can put your fingernails behind it and it just clips off. Very easy to do. Then again, we use our non-marring pry bar like always. We will make this available eventually on our website, but like I said, your mum's kitchen spatula is very similar. You just put that underneath this section of the dash, and that will actually pull the majority of the dash forward. Now there's a couple of clips on the back here, so if you come over the top here, there's a little locking tab on the seatbelt section, which is a top press. Press that, undo it, and then you've got the hazard lights over here as well. So it's on the actual side here, press that and undo. And that will clip off pretty much everything on the dash. Then there's basically 4 bolts, 2 10mm on either side. You can see those here, one here, and that will bring the whole dash out. So very, very easy to do these Toyota Corollas. And we're going to show you on our harness how to retain the factory reverse camera, steering wheel controls, radio reception, and if you have a USB, we'll show you how to retain that. So like I said, this is a 10mm socket that you're going to need, and these are 10mm bolts on both sides of the unit. It's quick and easy. This is one of the easiest installs you're ever gonna have to do. You will have to run a microphone, is the only thing that you will need to do on these units, which is basically up in the center here. We run it and we run down the A pillar. So they're very easy. The A pillar on the left hand side, it just pulls off, it just clips forward. Very easy to do. You just put your hands behind the section here. You can pull off the pinch weld, which is this rubber, just pull that forward and then pop it forward, and you'll be able to run your cables along the A pillar. And you can do that on the passenger side or the driver's side, whichever you feel more comfortable with, and that will be the microphone. And the rest of it's going to be plug and play. We're going to use our Auto Chimp pre-designed plug and play harnesses that we make for you guys, and it is going to be one of the easiest installs and upgrades if you want Apple CarPlay Android Auto. So here we go. We thought we'd show you where the brackets go on the side of the stereo. So this is the new stereo. So as we can see here, this is bottom to top. They go right up against the front of the stereo, and you use the old screws from the original stereo. They will thread in properly. And this will only seat in one location, but very, very easy. So that one there, it'll actually say right, so R for right. And on the left, it'll actually say L for left as well. So L for left, and that's how it's gonna sit. So very easy to change the brackets over. Now we're gonna show you the harness in the car, and you would just have to mount the GPS receiver and also the microphone as well. First steps, guys, I suggest running your peripheral cables first, because then you can get it all into the center nice and neat like this, ready to go for your plug and play harness. Now first up, like we said, we mentioned we run the mic. This is actually run along the A pillar down behind the glove box and into the center here, and this is it here, this nice thin cable. Once you actually get it into the center, you can bundle it up nice and neat. We're just going to loop this and put a bit of tape around it to make it clean installation behind your dash, just so you don't have cables running everywhere. Again, we always use this tester tape. This is a factory cloth tape. It makes it nice and neat. And what we've done here is we've cleaned this installation up from when you first saw us pull it out. So these are all your original plugs, and this is how it will look out of your stereo. I'm going to show you what they do and how to plug and play this into a new harness in just a second. So that's all the cables there. Nice and neat, really. We're going to keep them bundled together. Now, a couple of things you're going to have to run is a GPS receiver. So I'll give you an example here of what it will look like. This is your GPS receiver. This is the accuracy for the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto navigation on these new units. And the unit we're using is the Kenwood DDX 918 widescreen, which is that 200mm wide stereo. Now this one here, we just mounted up the back of the stereo. I'll see if I can grab the camera here. Up the back here on the left hand side, it is fine to mount onto the dash like that. It's not going to be a big deal, and we're just going to leave that there bundled together, and that will get GPS reception under there, no problems at all. Now the next step is, after you've done your mic and your GPS, so they're both done now, very easy to do, you do have dual USBs. Now if you're running Apple CarPlay Android Auto, the black one will do both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The grey will only do Android Auto, so depending on your phone. So I suggest running the black one into an accessible location and the secondary one into your glove box. So you can see here, we've run these two into the glove box for now, because this gentleman doesn't have any factory USB locations. But I would suggest, if you do want further access, so I'm going to pull this one out again. These are very easy. They just like put your hands behind and you can go straight into your glove box as an opening. What I would suggest on this car is you can actually buy USB mounts for these factory locations down the bottom. So I'll tuck this out of the way so you can actually see this. Down here there is a spare blank next to these seat heater controls, and you can pop that out from the back like this. So they just pop out, little clips on top of them. You just push those down and it pops. You can buy a pass-through USB and you can mount a USB, a factory-looking Toyota USB in that location. So I suggest doing that, and we're going to run this through that up and out until this gentleman can buy one of those. So he's got easy access there because we can just plug it in and she's ready to go. Okay, so now that is as simple as this installation really is going to get. I mean, sorry, as hard as it's going to get, it's not really going to be a hard install at all. So you got your dual USBs here, your GPS receiver, your mic, and now we're going to show you our plug and play harness. So this is the harness that we make for you. It looks a little bit messy here because we've got cables going everywhere, but let me run you through what it's actually going to do. So come in close here. So you got a couple of different things. If you've got a factory reverse camera, you have this. This is a 16-pin plug. So again, we've made a 16-pin plug adapter that's actually going to just plug in very easily. We have done a 4-pin adapter as well on that for some people that have different cameras. So we've made the dual harness here for you for if you have any variants in your vehicle, you're going to be covered and not have to do this installation twice. The next step is this one here. This is your antenna adapter. That is only going to go in one spot. Don't worry about this, guys. All this is very easy to see. We're going to show you quickly, but there's only one location for every single plug. Next is a 28-pin plug. This one here. This actually plugs into the 28-pin plug on the car, and that will do your steering wheel remotes, and you can program them yourself, and it will do your reverse trigger as well, all plug and play. Then you have your power and speaker cables that are the same on every Toyota. And that is it, guys. Very easy to do, and that's every single plug that you need. And now all we need to do is quickly plug it into the stereo. So we're going to show you that and how to program the steering wheel controls. On the back here, guys, they really will only ever plug in one way. The USBs are color coded. The only thing you need to worry about, steering wheel remotes goes into this one here. It says remote in and then microphone next to it. So the remote in is your steering wheel controls, and this one down here is your antenna receiver. And then you have 3 different camera inputs because you can run dash cameras on these setups, but the one that says rear view camera is obviously the rear view camera. So this one here, rear view camera. Okay, so we're going to change that off. We've had a front camera on this unit. This is just our sample unit, and we're going to put that plug on there, but very easy to do. So we're going to go through and just plug all this in and test that it all works, and it should be fine. Very quick and easy to do these installations like this. We custom make those plugs, those harnesses. We get them manufactured. We're calling them Auto Chimp Plug and Play Solutions. Just to make life easier for you guys, because you don't need to pay someone a fortune to do this. It's so straightforward that you don't even have to worry. Honestly, this is like a 15-minute installation, or a half an hour installation by the time you probably run your microphone. GPS receiver, so we have to get the GPS. No, not that one. This one here. GPS will only go in one location. We've got our everything included: cameras, microphone, reverse camera. Okay. So one of the things you want to do is just make sure you don't scratch the dash on these cars. So if you've got anything, put a panel underneath or a towel so you're not going to damage anything. And we put a bit of tape around these connectors so they don't come loose in the dash as well. So if anyone's yanking on them, that's not going to be an issue. Again, we do this on the USBs as well. Okay, and that's it, guys. So plug and play, and that is not going to void any of your warranty because it is plug and play. And we're going to pop this back in the dash, power it up, do our programming, and show you how it works. So we're just going to power this up. It's going to boot up quickly. We're going to show you how to activate the reverse camera settings, and we're just putting in the bolts on the side here. It's very noisy. And we're going to show you what you need to do. So when these first boot up, you got to turn a couple of different things off. You got to turn the demo mode off, and you're going to go into camera, and you're going to turn on rear camera interruption. Now on these Corollas, they actually have guidelines in the actual cameras themselves, so leave the parking guidelines off. You won't need those, okay? And this warning, you can tick this box to automatically remove it in 10 seconds, and that will happen automatically. So here we'll test our reverse camera. There you go, that's the factory reverse camera, all working. We will test our microphone, we will go through and also test our AM FM radio. So you can see there, AM FM radio is working. Press and save those if you need to. You can actually test and you can have a look at the adjustable screen. So it does have adjustable screen, make sure that's gonna work. And one of the settings you want to do is you got to do in this menu button and setup is the steering wheel controls. And we actually have this displayed on another video, but you're going to go into user interface, steering wheel remotes, and you're going to wait a couple of seconds and it'll come up to learn the setup. And what you need to do is press the button on the steering wheel for a couple of seconds. So we're going to push volume up here and it will come up on the screen and you're going to map it to the function. So this is volume up. So example, volume down, select volume down, track up. So you can actually program this yourself. You don't need any other steering wheel control interfaces. Our harness does everything, so it's going to save you buying any other steering wheel control interfaces out there because it has it built into the Kenwood and we make it so it does it. So mode will be source, answer the phone. You can actually map these to different things like voice control if you wanted to do. If you wanted to change the track up to voice control, you could do that technically as well. Once finished, click learning complete. And that is it. So you can see here, steering wheel controls are working. So there you go, guys. That is as easy as that installation is. We're going to quickly put these bolts back in and put the fascia on, and that is completely plug and play. About a half an hour install. From anything with these Toyota Corollas, whether it be the factory screen or not, this will actually work. So very, very easy to do.